Hello and welcome to Friends in Faith as we begin year 5. We're going to have a slower beginning than we normally have because we'll be talking about Friends in Faith for the next 5 weeks in church and doing our recruiting for new people and the benefits and so forth, and going over the 5 principles of worship, evangelization, discipleship, fellowship, ministry, which is critical at the beginning to understand the program. But that will wait until our new people have come in, because they have to hear that. It would make no sense to do that before they're in. So we'll begin that section of Friends in Faith in October. Right now we're going to do some review as we start this new year. And I want to review with something that I've been hearing in confession lately about people struggling with prayer. And primarily, I get distracted when praying. I try to pray and I fall asleep at night, or I start thinking about something else, or I wonder what's on my phone, all these different distractions. So let me remind you, the main principle of prayer is that it is intentional time spent with God. And when I say God, I mean Father, Son, Holy Spirit, all together or individually, as you'll hear in a little bit tonight when we do each one individually. But just consider that when you say, when I ask people, well, tell me about your prayer. Well, I try to say the rosary, but I can't get through it. Or I fall asleep. I try to do it at night, but I get so sleepy. They say, well, then don't try to do the whole thing at once. 5 different times during the day, do a decade. And by the time you finish the day, you've done the whole rosary, but you've done it intentionally, where you keep your mind on it. Or if you keep finding yourself distracted by something, maybe that's what you need to take to God in your prayer. Because it's supposed to come from the heart, and where your mind is, that's where your heart's going to be. And so what's in your heart, you should take that to God. And don't get stuck in, if I don't do this, I'm not praying. Where your mind is, take that to God. I do that all the time. I'm trying to think of something, say, okay, Lord, maybe this is something I need to spend time with you about. But tonight I want to do something that you can do in the evening. And it comes from the Jesuit style of prayer, from St. Ignatius. And they call it an examen of consciousness. The examination of conscience is what you do when you're preparing for confession. But the examen of consciousness is a prayer that you take specifically to God at the end of the day. And it has 3 parts to it. First part is to the Father. The second part is to the Son. Third part is to the Holy Spirit. You can do this in 1 minute, 3 minutes, 30 minutes. But it's not something you'd say, I fell asleep doing it, because you can do the entire thing in a short period of time if you're focused and intentional. So we're going to run through this right now and do it while we're doing this. First part, as you're preparing to go to bed, is directed to the Father. And you look back at how your day has gone and ask yourself this question: what was the best part of my day? And you focus on that part, and if you have more than one, great. But the intrinsic part is to think of those good things and then give thanks to the Father for that. Now, how long it takes you to give thanks is up to you. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds right now, so please close your eyes, think of what has been the best part of your day now, and thank the Father for that. Okay, now for the second part. The second part is directed to Jesus. And this time, you think about, if you want to say the worst part of your day, some part of your day where you failed in whatever way. Failed to work efficiently, hurt somebody's feelings, lost your temper, said the wrong thing. Something we would call a failure in my day. And you take that to Jesus. And in this part of the prayer, you say, I'm sorry. Please have mercy on me. and you pray for forgiveness. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to do that now. Okay, and finally, the third part of this. If we pray to the Father and pray to the Son, you can probably guess in the third part we're going to pray to the Holy Spirit. And the third part looks forward to what your day is going to be like tomorrow, where you're going to be, what you're going to have to do, challenges you'll face, people you'll see, work you'll have to do. And you ask the Holy Spirit for help. You know, Jesus said, I'm sending you somebody to help you, somebody to be with you. And so we tune into the gift that Jesus gave of the Holy Spirit and said, please be with me tomorrow as I go through this. Help me to do well. It's a simple prayer that asks for guidance in the next day. Let's take 30 seconds to do that now. And that's it. The simple little prayer at the end of the day. You don't have to worry about falling asleep or anything. Pray to the Father and give Him thanks. Pray to the Son and ask for mercy. Pray to the Holy Spirit and ask for help the next day. In all things, prayer should never feel like a burden. It's supposed to help your relationship with God. And, you know, whatever you're doing then, wherever your mind is, whatever, you just take it to God and ask for that. If it becomes too big of a burden, stop. Stop and recollect yourself. And then start over and let it come from the heart and not just a list of things that you're supposed to do. Anyway, try this out tonight and we'll talk about more of this next week. All right, good night. See you.